Calgary Police Service has charged a man in relation to a weekend homicide at approximately 12:30 p.m. Sunday, September the 14th, 2014. Police responded to the 200 block of Holy Cross Lane S.W for a report of a woman in medical distress. When emergency crews arrived, they found a woman dead on the scene. We believe the woman and a man arrested a short time later were in a relationship, and this was a domestic-related homicide. An autopsy completed earlier today determined the victim died as a result of stabbing. Investigators and the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner continued to work to locate next of kin and make a formal identification of the victim. Once that has been completed, her identity will be released. Scott Monrow FERGUSON, 24, of Calgary, has been charged with second-degree murder.
Can I ask how many phone calls actually came into 911? I know yesterday it was deciding between one or two.
Yeah, there were 2 911 calls that came in. One from an associate of the accused person, Mr. Monroe, and then a short time later, Mr. Monroe made a second phone call from a different location requesting that police attend so he could turn himself in.
Okay, so the associate wasn't on the scene or anything?
No, absolutely not.
Do we know how long this couple had been together or dating or anything like that?
From our information, we believe a year and a half, approximately a year and a half.
And was he also living at that apartment building? Do we know who owned it, or?
Well, we won't get into those details. We're early in the investigation. We don't know those details for sure at this point.
So he's turned himself in. Is it clear as a confession?
I won't talk about what we have for evidence, but it's suffice to say that he has been cooperative with us. Obviously, he called to turn himself in.
Can we talk about the domestic abuse issues and if there were previous issues? Were they on anyone's radar? Was there a history?
We had no reported history here in the Calgary Police Service with this couple at all.
Staff, did this take place inside the residence, or was it something that happened outside?
No, this took place inside the residence. Yeah.
Is there any clues as to what led to this? Was there some sort of altercation prior or any motive at this point?
It's quite early in the investigation, so for those details, we'd be speculating to release those at this time. But obviously, the confrontation was resulted in a homicide. So,
can we say cause of death at this point?
Cause of death is a result of a stab wound.
Oh, a stab wound.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. Were you guys looking? So are you guys still looking for the weapon then? I know that there was it looked like a search of some kind going on along the Elbow River.
Yes, we are still looking for a knife.
Anything else? Pardon me, sorry I missed this. You said he turned himself in. He was.
Correct.
You guys didn't.
He phoned.
Chase him or anything?
Absolutely, he was cooperative. He was absolutely cooperative. He phoned, gave us the location he was at, and we attended the location and arrested him without incident.
They said he wasn't far away. Do you know where he was? Was it from a payphone or from like an outside a convenience store or?
It was from a payphone, and it was not necessarily, we're talking several tens of blocks away from the scene.
How long was that? Like the first call was placed how long after the murder, do you think? And same with his call?
Well, we'd be, our estimation, the first call from the associate was probably within half hour or so of the murder, but that would be an estimate on our part.
Staff, do you have a sense of how long this argument took place over? Was it like a full day thing culminating in the stabbing, or was it something that just kind of happened spontaneously?
We believe it was a short-lived confrontation that led to the stabbing.
And were any neighbors home at the time? Did anyone report hearing a fight or anything like that?
Again, it's quite early. It only occurred yesterday. We're still trying to talk to the neighbors and people within the area to get feedback from them. So it's early in the investigation to to make any comment.
Can you
in regard
just
to that.
comment on these, domestic related abuse situations in general? We know the YWCA has come out, kind of talking about how these things escalate, the importance of getting in touch with people or reaching out if you're in these situations.
Oh, absolutely. It's critical for anybody that's a victim of domestic abuse in any form to contact the proper authorities, contact the police, so we can try to get them help to deal with the situation that they're faced with.
You mentioned the search for the weapon still continues. Are you looking for public's help in any way and looking for anything, or do you think it's been thrown into the river? Can you speak to that?
Well, I won't comment. We're looking for a weapon in that general area that the fire department has assisted us in. So if anybody comes across anything, any knife obviously in that area, if they could contact police, we'd be appreciative of that.
Does the victim and the accused live in this apartment?
Like I said before, obviously they were there together at the time. Whether they were living there over a long period of time, we can't comment on that at this time.
Is there any history of the accused?
Pardon me?
History between the couple?
No, there was absolutely no reported history, domestic history reported to the Calgary Police Service.
So, but it's a second-degree murder, so you don't believe it's premeditated. So is this like a fight gone wrong?
Well, for you to have first-degree murder, it has to be planned and deliberate. For second degree, you have to have the intent to kill the individual. So we have approval from the Crown Prosecutor's Office to lay the charge of second-degree murder. So that's what Mr. Ferguson was charged with.
Steph, do you know where the long-term residents of Calgary?
Again, we can't get into specifics with respect to how long they've been here. Our understanding is that they've been in a relationship here in Calgary for 1.5 years.